Welcome back, Schmoedown fans, to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm Star Wars competitor Andrew Dimalanta.
And I'm Nicki Dimalanta.
You were blessed with another week of 2 episodes of this podcast because we got a lot to talk about. Big matches.
Lots
of matches. Some really good matches. So let's just get into it.
Yes.
Is there anything that we need to talk about before we get into that? Because, you know, there's so much going on. With everything, and then there's just stuff with I'll get to some of my talking points when we get to the match, because there is something that I want to bring up.
Okay.
It's a hot topic right now, and Harlow himself actually had to step in on it.
Yes.
So we'll get to it when we get to it.
Well, and also just so you know, we're gonna be talking about 4 singles matches.
Yes.
So if you're not up to date on singles matches, maybe come back.
Yeah.
Don't want anybody to be complaining about spoilies.
Yeah, there is one play-in match that they had to do last because of another match.
Yeah.
That people are, and that's another thing that I want to bring up. We'll get to that one last. Okay. The play-in match. So let's go over the first.
That might be. Well, you tell me. I'll tell you who I got. I don't know what order they're in. I have first on my list, Lon, the Delinquent Harris, versus Sabina Graves.
Yes.
Lon Harris represents swag, and Sabina represents the usual suspects.
And Lon Harris, again.
A gem. Love this man.
Hilarious.
I can't get enough of his character.
It's so funny. And there's somebody, I remember, I don't read anything on Facebook. Anything that I hear from the Facebook group, I hear from you.
And I try to stay away.
Yeah. But like you said, somebody was like, I don't like the character that Lon is portraying.
Oh, yeah. Somebody was saying it was pushing alcoholism and it's not appropriate. And they don't think anybody else with me on this. And nobody was.
I could see where it is, because, you know, younger kids watch this show. But it's done in a way where it's like, you know, he's never drinking on camera.
Yeah.
There is something in here where he actually like, oh, let me take a long sip of this.
Oh, I think he called it like coffee or something.
Yeah, like there is, but he's never like stumbling drunk, and he doesn't seem to be
like,
enjoying.
Here, let me take these 3 shots of tequila.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's not like he's enjoying himself drinking. It's just that he implies that he's drinking, but he's never drunk or having a good time because he's drinking. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I know
to each his own.
It hasn't rubbed me the wrong way, but I know that there's always somebody out there everybody's different, and everybody reacts to stuff different, and you know, I respect it.
Yeah, I respect your opinion, you know, but it's just I don't find it to be troublesome. I'm much more interested. Yeah, I'm much more interested in the jokes that he says.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying his character.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He's the best. Yeah. So round 1. Sabina missed a question about A Bronx Tale, Magic Mike. They both ended up missing a release date of the movie Happy Death Day. So, you know. Yeah,
and I think last week I said Sabrina Graves was like... Sabina, sorry, I keep saying Sabrina. This is her debut in singles.
Yes.
Because she was on a team with...
Gerber, right?
Before. I can't remember their team name.
I can't either.
But she did decent.
I want to say she was in a free-for-all too. Maybe.
Yes. A lot of these competitors would either made their debut in a different division or in the free-for-all.
Yes.
So this is her singles debut.
Yes. So by the end of round 1, it was 5-7 in favor of Lon Harris. Round 2, Sabina got Eddie Murphy, spins again, gets directors.
Yeah.
She goes to multiple choice 3 times.
Yeah.
Thrice. She misses 2. Both got stolen.
Yeah.
Got 1 of the multiple choices. She also had a big old 2-point miss that was stolen.
This is a rough second round.
Rough second round.
Very
rough. 1 question right on multiple choice. Heading over to Lon. He gets action adventure, decides to spin again, and he gets 90s. Goes to multiple choice once, got it right. So he picked up 4 points in addition to his round of only going to multiple choice once. So actually, I'm not even sure how far into his second round he got, because it ended up 6-18 Lon in favor of Lon for a TKO.
No, for a KO. Because it didn't go to the third, I don't think.
Oh, you're right. I don't even have any questions for the third round, so it must have been a KO.
Yeah, it's a KO. Yeah, it's a KO. So
that's how it works.
Yeah, and this is this being a tournament match, Swag picks up 4 points instead of 3.
Yes.
Because
it was not a play-in. So
it's not a play-in. So it's a round 1 match. It's a tournament match. So
yeah, it had to have been a KO.
Yeah.
I was just being stupid.
Yeah,
and
big
I put
KO. And Lon again is on a roll.
Yeah.
But continuing this win streak for Swag, and just like, they keep winning. It's like this. Like when people that aren't on the Fix Stock Exchange at the beginning of the year, it's like, God, they keep winning. Stop winning. It's like now it's like Swag and corruption. It's like, stop winning.
Yeah. Anybody got a problem with that?
Yeah, I know.
Anybody got anything to say now?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh boy.
But yeah, that's a big win for Swag.
Oh, yeah.
And the usual suspects are just
Not having a rough go.
Having a rough go. I mean, they have Irwin in their corner, so that's a big.
Oh, he's a
powerhouse competitor. Then somebody else. Who else has on the suspects?
I don't have this memorized.
I'll have it. I'll bring mine up too.
God, I have a thing here. SABINA, Matt Atchity, Irwin, and Robert Montano. Yeah.
So Atchity, I'm looking forward to seeing Atchity.
Me too, because Atchity goes against Draco.
That's gonna be a really good match.
That's gonna be quite a match.
Yeah, but as far as this match goes, like this match sort of went the way I thought it was gonna go, because haven't seen SABINA in a while. She did decent in the teams division from what I can remember. It wasn't one of those competitors that stood out to me.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is the way how the brackets shake out anyways. When you have somebody with long hair who's come so close so many times, he gets a higher seed than somebody that's coming into the division, or as singles wise.
And look at Lon. So, he's been playing teams. The wheels are greased, so he's warm. So he's on a streak right now.
He can go pretty far. So he awaits. Let me bring this up. What side was he on? He was on
He was on the left side.
The left side. So he awaits the winner of Roca and Collins. So the winner of that plays Lon. Like it to be Roca.
I mean,
come on, it's exchange over
obviously.
Here. But yeah. So I'm looking for. So he is waiting for that match to come up, and that I think once we get past the first round, that's when it really starts to make it's like nothing but heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Heavy hitters or upsetters. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Winston is looking really good as manager of the year right now. I think it's kind of like.
Oh, yeah.
Not an argument at this point.
No, at this point, I'm pretty sure people voted absolutely. Winston would get it 100%.
Look, Swag is looking really, really good. And on the other side of the bracket, you have Yama. I believe he's on the right side. Correct?
Yeah, he's on the bottom right, I think.
So we could see an all, if things go their way, we could see an all Swag final. Just
Yama goes against Marisol McKee.
So yeah, big matches coming up. So
yes.
Yeah. Any thoughts on this match that you want to go over besides like Lon just being lights out?
Not really. It was if I were to have picked somebody, it would have been Lon.
Yeah.
I know that we haven't really been picking people lately because.
Yeah, and we didn't have a lot to say on this match anyways because it's like we haven't seen a lot of SABINA.
Yeah, I didn't really have much to say on SABINA. I know that she played in the past, but I don't honestly remember unless I went back and watched it.
It was a while ago. I think it was last season.
Yeah.
And I think we only saw her once.
Yeah.
So, and again, it wasn't. So, and this is just a rough day for her. Sometimes cards just didn't fall your way. Sometimes we see it with many competitors.
Yeah, it just
not the best showing.
Because with a setting like this, with the tournament, if you just have a bad day and you get knocked out
in the first round,
then that's all anyone's gonna remember. That's gonna be what's imprinted in them for you.
Yeah,
it's like, what if that was just a bad day for me? Like I am better than this. I know I can do better than this. It was just cards that they weren't in my favor that day.
Yeah, I mean that recency bias is such a B sometimes for competitors.
A P in the B.
A P in the B.
Yeah. Even pain.
Pain. Yes.
So next match.
Next match.
Didn't have to censor pain.
Pain in the B.
Just thought it sounded fun to say like that, but then it sounded weird. Paul the Powder Keg Preston.
Ooh, this
versus
match.
Eric Z-Man Zipper. I forgot about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and had I picked somebody before this, I would have picked Paul Preston.
Oh yeah, I mean,
let's see how I did there.
I was so looking forward to this match because I said Paul is one of my favorite competitors in this division and in the league. The character is great. He went back to his stick of the answer is this.
Love it.
And they're like, we didn't answer your question. Oh, well, that's your loss.
Yeah.
And like we haven't seen him since his team's debut with not debut but like the debut of his team
right
with Tom.
which didn't go quite the way
Didn't
they
go
wanted
quite
it
the way
to.
I wanted to, but he is still a threat in the division. I was so looking forward to seeing this match.
yeah.
And Zipper is a new.
He's on the rise.
He's on the rise.
He really is.
Had a good run in the IG, and now making his run in singles. So
The Z1000.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's not his nickname. I don't know why it's Z-Man.
Yeah, change it to Z1000.
Yeah, I like that better.
Come on.
But Paul Preston represents the Den. Eric represents the Dungeon. Dungeon needs wins. So let's see.
Really needs wins, yeah.
Round 1. Challenge on the very first question. Oh, right.
Right, it's this match. Oh,
Kaiser challenged that Paul was still writing after time ran out. And yes, it was a bit obvious because Mark was kind of like, hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul. Hey, Paul. Stop.
Paul. It was, I mean, we've seen matches like
It's definitely happened before.
It's happened before where they're like, pens down. Okay, and he stops writing.
Yeah.
And like, the way this pans out is like Kaiser's like, oh yeah, well, it's more Zipper that kind of initiated. He's like, come on, man, come on.
Yeah,
and
he called it out, and then Kaiser was like, all right.
Yeah, and I think Zip was about to like, she's like, you know what, whatever, it's fine. It's the first question. But
I feel like he was about to let it go, but he just wanted it to be known. But Kaiser was just not having it.
Yeah, he jumped on it, and I was when the challenge went through. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is such a ticky tack call. Like,
never heard anybody say that term before.
Yeah, but like
ticky
tack. It's like
that.
It's like really we're gonna challenge on that
like
one.
Petty.
Yeah, it's petty, but I say ticky tack because it's like some people. I hear it all the time in football. It's like, oh, it's a ticky tack call when it's things. You've never heard that.
Literally never.
Wow, you gotta watch more football with me. But if there is football this season, geez, I know there's not college.
True. I do kind of miss football a little bit.
I do too,
but not because I don't know how to explain why I miss football, but it's not the football I miss. It's just the feeling.
It's just the feeling of
the
football.
Season, tailgating, hanging out with friends, watching a game.
Miss me yelling at the TV screen.
Yeah, I miss everything about it more than I miss the it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to follow pros more than college. Last season, it was more college than pros.
Let's go Jags. Or Dolphins. Bucks. Tom Brady, yay!
I hate to say it, I'm gonna be cheering for Tom Brady this season.
You got no choice, baby.
Yeah, I got no choice. But anyways, yeah, so like I was
Tampa Bay.
But I was watching this call. I was like, "Are you kidding me? This is."
I thought the same thing.
I'm sort of getting like exhausted of these reasonless calls or like challenges that aren't like really we're
like really.
Really, we've gotten to that point where we're challenging. Oh, he stopped writing. He should have stopped writing after the clock ran out.
Granted,
yeah,
he's right.
Yeah, he is right.
But it's just kind of like it's happened so many times.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be interesting. I know that there's not, but it would be funny if there was like a stat of people that wrote after the buzzer to see how long it lasted for each person and to see who was the person writing the longest.
And
because Paul might be up there with this one.
Yeah.
But I really just wish he would have asked for a JTE just to get it out there, just to get it on the board. Didn't happen. But I remember when it happened, we were both like, oh, really?
Like, come on, man. Really? Because, like, where was I going with this? But, like, also on top of that, it's like we're in the digital age.
Yeah.
You know?
Lag is a thing.
But
you can't necessarily just use that as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but it's lag spectrum.
Yeah. Latency is a true thing when you're sending video signals across the internet, across the country, in our case.
Yeah.
But like I was like, God, seriously. But the call comes back, and it's upheld.
It.
I'm like, what?
Okay.
And the worst part about it, he had the answer right.
He did.
And Zipper had it wrong.
Missed it. Yeah, that's
so
the crazy
like,
part.
Oh my God. So we're gonna this like, and from this point on, you can clearly tell that Paul is just like.
Yeah, I think it got under his skin a little bit. I don't know.
Let's move on. We'll
that happened.
That happened. Yeah.
There goes because I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be sucky if that cost him his perfect round? But let's see.
Yeah.
So yeah. Eric missed that question too. Then another interesting bit that I'm almost surprised because
that's right.
Calling back to the Star Wars League, everybody reach back into your memories and remember when Sam Levine challenged over 1,000 years with Maz Kanata's castle.
Yep, I remember that.
Over 1,000 years. A challenge that a lot of people were probably like, come on, man, really? Yeah. But still,
upheld.
You're not wrong, and it was upheld. And then I feel personally like it did cause Adam Witt to challenge with his heart more than with logic.
Yeah. passion calls.
Exactly. I'm almost surprised a passion challenge didn't happen on this next question, a la Adam Witt and Sam Levine, because there was another question where the answer was A Nightmare on Elm Street, but Eric wrote Nightmare on Elm Street, and he didn't write the A.
Yeah.
Paul verbally, out loud, commented on it. Oh, okay, not gonna, no A, and you're still gonna take it? Okay, cool.
And not only the challenge with Sam Levine, but the challenge with Chandru, especially with the article. This is an article that wasn't there, so it's not not just the presence of an article; it's the absence of an article.
Exactly.
So I was shocked too. It's like, well, they're not going to challenge that.
Well, yeah, I'm surprised. Well, I mean, I don't know if Kate's as aggressive as a manager as Kaiser.
Yeah.
But I'm almost surprised that Paul wasn't more aggressive on it. I'm surprised he didn't have a more reactive response, like, well, I'm going to challenge that. Yeah. Since Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't. Yeah, I don't know, honestly, how much it would have influenced. I mean, I imagine if he would have challenged it, I only imagine it would have been upheld.
Yeah.
In, light of the
Chandra match.
The Chandra match with the surrogate.
Surrogate and the surrogate. Yeah.
So based on that challenge, I can only imagine they would have upheld Paul's potential challenge. But alas, he didn't.
He didn't, yeah.
So we'll never know.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I'm surprised that both Kate and Paul just didn't like, he didn't, he wrote.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
And had they done it and had it been upheld, they would have ended round 1 in the tie.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't. So round 1 ended 6-7 in favor of Eric Zipper. Round 2, by pure, I don't even want to say karma because it's not like he had it coming, but by pure coincidence, Paul got Festival Darlings, calling back to his match with Tom.
Yeah.
Sore spot.
Schmoedown.
They did, yeah, right. They decided to spin again, and he gets comic book movies.
Yeah, and this was, I almost guaranteed a slice that Zipper puts on the wheel.
100%, I'm pretty sure. And also, I wonder, did anybody, I highly doubt Paul Preston put Festival Darlings on the wheel.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem that's his favorite, and also he spun away from it. And I'm also going to go ahead and wager that Eric didn't put it on the wheel either. So it's like, how does Festival Darlings pop back up for Paul Preston after that last team match? Schmoedown. So he got comic book movies, and he went multiple choice 3 times, got 2 of them, missed 1. That one was stolen.
Yep.
Eric Zipper. He gets Nicole Kidman, decides to spin away. Obviously not a fan of Australians. He gets 2010s, multiple choice twice, got them both.
Both, yeah.
So by the end of round 2, 10-14 in favor of Eric.
Yes.
Zipper. In case you're
Z1000.
The Z1000 Z-Man.
The Z-Man.
Z-Man. Z. Round 3. 2 point for Paul. Musicals. Oof, as the kids say.
Yeah.
Oof, big oof. What 2002 musical won Best Picture at the Academy Awards? Chicago. He got it. Fun soundtrack, that is. 3 point Paul. Leonardo DiCaprio, a 1998 film where he plays 2 different roles.
Man in the Iron Mask.
That was what it was.
Yes, I really like that movie. It's very, I'm not sure how whatever else feels about it, but I really liked it.
I feel like I should have seen it by now with like replays on TBS.
It has. I think I remember liking it because it had the 3 Musketeers in it.
Cute.
And I liked the 3 Musketeers.
Was he a musketeer?
No, he was
was he a bad
prince or king or something. I can't. I've only seen it like once or twice, but I remember really liking it.
But he played 2 people.
He played 2 people. They're twin brothers. There was an evil twin and the good twin, and the good twin gets imprisoned and put in a mask so nobody can recognize his twin, and so he doesn't have like power to the throne or something like that.
Oh, it's not like he was disfigured or anything.
No. He just didn't want his brother to take power, and he's the evil twin seized power.
Wow. Wait, the good guy has to wear a mask?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Because the bad twin is bad.
Yes. It's a good movie.
Well,
yeah.
Bad twins can be bad. So.
Jeremy Irons is in it, I think. Am I correct? I'm pretty sure Jeremy. Yeah, I think Jeremy Irons is in it.
Who's Jeremy Irons?
Alfred from Justice League?
Nope.
Scar? No.
Was Jeremy Irons in...
we have a lot of dead air right now.
Was he in the one with Eggsy? Kingsman?
I don't.
Was he Merlin?
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong person. Am I?
I don't know. Who
voiced Scar in? Oh God.
Not James Earl Jones. That was Mufasa.
I'm pretty sure it's Jeremy Irons.
I don't know. I have to Google him later. I feel
Let me
like
know in the
somebody
comments,
says.
guys.
I feel like someone says Jeremy Irons, and I think of Merlin
You make
from
me.
what's it called?
You make me second guess myself all the time.
Sorry.
I could be right. Now I'm
might
like,
be.
am I wrong? I'm pretty sure I'm wrong now.
You might.
So let me know in the
right.
comments, guys. This is why I'm not. This is why I'm a Star Wars competitor, not a singles league competitor. Anyways, so misses his 3-pointer, right?
I'm wrong. Don't listen to me.
Let me see. Yeah, see, I'm right. Thank you. God. I'm right. He is in that movie. Thank you. Jeez.
Oh no.
Anyways, point Andrew.
I'm thinking of Mark Strong.
Yes, thank you.
Or Stanley Tucci. Which one?
You're thinking of Mark Strong.
Mark Strong. Potato. Right? I was close. I wasn't.
This is what marriage is like.
I wasn't
for
close
for
at
our
all.
younger audience members.
5-point question for Paul. Paul gets Pixar. As of this is a rough one.
This is such a rough one.
As of 2019, how many films has Michael Giacchino provided the score?
And he said
6, but it was
and
7.
Ugh.
So he missed it. So in an unprecedented turn of events, it ended up being 12-14 in favor of Eric in a TKO.
I did not see this coming.
No, not at all.
This has to be an upset category.
I would think so.
A nominee for the upset category, upset of the year category, because who would have thought Eric Zipper would have not just beat Paul Preston, but TKO'd him. 4 big points for the dungeon, much needed points for the dungeon.
Oh yeah.
And this is like, wow. And like I said, sometimes competitors have bad goes, and this is a bad go for Paul. Not a great second round. And he said as much as like, was it the pressure? Was it this? He said no. It was one of those days where I got a lot of questions.
Just one of those days.
Didn't he's like
that
one of
girl goes through. When I'm angry and
trying to make a point here.
Go ahead. Don't want to take it out on you.
That's 2 face palms in a row, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow. I'm really reaching new highs.
Yeah, but he said as much as like, he just got questions he just flat out didn't know today. And
it happens.
It happens. And it's just unfortunate because like, I wanted to see Paul Preston go far in this tournament.
Me too.
And like the Den was stumbling for a while. Maybe they can find their footing with Paul Preston, but
and not that I didn't want to see Eric advance, but I was excited to see Paul because I don't know. I feel like saying it makes me sound like I'm, talking down Eric, but I was excited to see Paul.
Yeah, but like Eric is showing that like
crazy improvement.
Maybe like I was looking back on like the matches that he was with, and like his partner was Winston, and Winston has shown that he's not one of the best competitors. Maybe Zipper was carrying that team, and we just didn't notice.
Maybe.
So I want to go back. I was going to go look up like his stats on who he played and who he's won against, and it's just like his accuracy rate.
Pretty good.
I didn't look it up,
okay.
but I wanted to. Oops.
Whoops.
But like he is starting to be a candidate for comeback player of the year. If he can maybe rattle off another couple of wins, he's got a good shot at comeback player of the year.
And I think Frank posted some kind of stat that Eric is like one of only 5 competitors in the history of the Schmoedown to have 2+ wins in singles teams and intergeekdom.
Yeah, so
that's huge.
I think this coupled with the IG tournament kind of shows that you can't look past Zipper anymore.
No, there might have been a time, but not anymore.
Now it's like people look at him as like, oh, it's Eric Zipper, so we're gonna pick the other person.
Yeah, I feel like he's easily discounted, but they should not anymore.
This is a clear showing of how capable he is in this league now. So good job, Zipper.
Heck yeah,
man, it was good. And Paul Preston, in his interview, he was like, oh man, I guess this is the last you're gonna see me. It's like, so you're not going into the teams tournament?
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see what Kate and Grace decide to do with the teams tournament, because
we'll see. Because they're pretty much going to go with Tom and Paul or the Pride.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Next
match.
maybe you want me to skip that one.
Yes.
You want me to go to
skipping
Jader.
the plane. Yes.
We're gonna go to, oh God, help me. Jader the Hurricane Promo versus Jim the Whiskey Man Vejvoda. Jader represents the Droogs, and Jim represents the rock stars. Jader, of course, from one of the best live events in the history of the Schmoedown, the Orlando event. Don't at me. It's true. So, round one.
Yeah, and we do have to mention, we have to mention that Jader was not on the Droogs at the beginning of the season. He was on Usual Suspects. That's when he got his first win. And then he got traded with Ken Napzok, who is now his manager, to the Droogs.
Yeah.
For Irwin, I believe that's what the trade was.
Something like that.
That's when the trades were going on, and Burnett was managing the team, and he's like, "What is Burnett doing?"
Yeah.
So, but it's an interesting storyline to me. That's like Ken and Jader both get traded, and now Ken's not competing anymore. Now he's the manager.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting storyline, and I was interested to see Jader perform because it's like he's a fan first, and now he wants to prove himself that he belongs here. And maybe he works twice as hard. So
let's see how he does.
Ladies
and gentlemen. Round one. Jim missed a question about Whiplash. Jader missed a question about Joe versus the volcano. Who's even heard of that? So by the end of round one, 7-7. Little bitty tie between the two of them. Round two. Jim goes first. Jim spins opponent's choice.
Oof.
Woof.
This seems to be a curse with the rock stars.
Yeah. And it was interesting to be able to see him and Jader and Ken interact where they were like deliberating on what to give him.
Yeah.
And they were saying, he's a film critic, right?
Yeah.
And, he sees a lot of movies. And I forget exactly how they came to this conclusion, but Ken's suggestion was, I say give him a single actor slice. Give him a targeted slice for one actor. And on that wheel, it was like Meg Ryan. I think there was like one or two other single actor slices.
Yeah.
So Jader says, all right, let's go with Meg Ryan.
Yeah, and I think Ken says something as much like narrow his field.
Exactly.
And like make it very specific, because it's like, I think it's like different for IG from singles. Like the more you narrow the category, the deeper the cuts go.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
So,
it kind of has to.
Yeah. But like, whatever. But
I forget exactly what Ken's reasoning was, but it was sound, and it obviously
made sense. So
worked.
Yeah.
So they gave him Meg Ryan. He went to multiple choice all 4 times. He did get them all right.
Yeah.
But he got all of round 2 just at half off.
Yeah, and I think some of them he was just trigger shy, because he's like, I know it, but I want to be sure.
I want to be sure.
And it's like,
sometimes you got to take them risks.
If you want to win, you got to take risks sometimes. And he was just trigger shy to pull. And I think the ones that he said, I know it, but I want to be sure, he was like, I really should have just pulled the trigger on that. And
I can't blame him, because I'm not a big risk taker either. But, So Jader goes and gets spinner's choice.
Oof. And it's another curse that seems to be on the rock stars.
What it is, they just give other people good luck on the wheel.
Schmoedown.
Where are my drumsticks? So yeah, he gets spinner's choice. Picks Pixar.
Ooh.
So
believe he has a kid.
I think he is a kid.
Because I remember
One or two kids.
I remember talking to him at the draft for a little bit, and I think he has a kid.
I think so.
Could be
not
wrong.
that you have to have kids to like.
Yeah,
movies
not that, but
whatever,
it's always fun to talk to other parents.
It's always fun when you're watching the same movie over and over and over again. It does have its perks. If you're in the
What's the problem? What's the problem with that? Watching the same movies over and over and over again.
Nothing. Not a single thing.
Not a. I almost swore.
Not a GD.
Not a GD thing wrong with that.
So he gets Pixar. He picks Pixar. Only goes to multiple choice once, but he did miss it, and it was stolen.
It's a pretty good round.
Then he has a 2-point miss, but he got lucky, and it was not stolen. So by the end of round 2, it was 11-12 in favor of Vejvoda. So it ping-pongs a little bit. Round 3, Jader goes first, obviously. His 2-pointer was remakes and reboots. I feel like this is one of the first times we've heard of that.
That's the first time I've heard this category.
2017 remake of a TV show with Elizabeth Banks and Bryan Cranston. Missed it. Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oops.
Whoops. What's the girl's name?
Which one?
What's her name? The bad one in Power Rangers?
Rita.
Rita. Thank you. 3-pointer to Jader. 2010s. Mindy Kaling, Anne Hathaway, Helena Bonham Carter. What movie were they in
Ocean's 8.
together? He got it right.
I like the Ocean's 8. It
So
was pretty good.
It goes back to Jim. Family films. Oh, this one hurt me.
Oh yeah.
Who plays Robin Williams' ex-wife in Mrs. Doubtfire? Oh, love them.
It's your childhood right here.
That's one of my staples. What's that?
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya. It's the poached salmon. Such a good movie.
Impression of a hot dog. Sorry for our audio listeners. You couldn't see our impression of a hot dog.
You better know what Robin Williams' impression of a hot dog was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Rest in peace, my man.
Peace, my dude. Like, love that impression. It's so good. Anyways, he did not get it right. It was Sally Field.
Yeah.
The Flying Nun, right? I think
Yes.
that was her.
Yeah.
3 point. Oh wait, no, he did not get it. I don't know why I wrote got it. He didn't. He missed it.
Yeah, he missed it.
I probably wrote got it because I did. 3-pointer for Jim. Spy movies. Who plays Vesper Lind in Casino Royale? He got it. 5-pointer for Jader. Will Smith. Who plays Thomas Bryan Reynolds in Enemy of the State?
Yep.
He gets it.
He gets it by going, and he exhausts all of his JTEs.
Yeah.
This is another
A good move. A great move.
another pro move by a rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, these are examples of rookies that come in that prove you don't just need knowledge to win this game. You need to know how to play the game
works.
and how it works, not rushing your answers, because he's a lot like, who was it? Adam? No. What's his name? Oh my god, I'm so bad with names.
A player?
A player like last week's had all the hype all around him. That amazing
James White.
James White, thank you. Wow. Took me a while, but I got there. Or you got me there. But it's a lot like James White, where a name goes into his head immediately. It's like, no, let me make sure I have it right, because he said there's so many other people in that movie. He wanted to make sure he got it right.
Yeah.
Used all his JTEs and ended up getting it. And it's like, I love moments like this.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is why I watched
And
the
it had to
Schmoedown.
feel so good. Because I think when Jader said it, he went, is it such and such? And so that makes me believe he wasn't like,
100,
yeah, it's this, you
Yeah.
know? So made me kind of nervous. But then when they said that that was right, and seeing the joy in his face, it was
I love
it was
moments like
magical.
this.
I love when
It's
moments
so
like that
good.
happen. So he got it. 5-pointer for Jim. Tom Cruise in The Firm. What is the name of the law firm where his character ultimately works?
Yeah.
And he missed it.
That's a tough 5-pointer.
He missed it. So
Yeah.
15-19 in favor of Jader and the Droogs. So yeah, Droogs definitely needed that.
Definitely needed, yeah. No.
And it was nice to see Ken, because everybody jokes,
that he's
Ken is like, he's
there-
in it for the paycheck.
Yeah.
Make sure my invoice is on time and blah blah blah. But he cares deep down.
Yeah, and like-
he won't admit it, but I think he does.
And like, how excited is Jader to be like, not only are you competing in the Schmoedown, you have Ken Knapsack managing you.
I'd be peeing my pants
I mean,
if I was him.
I
My God.
had that same feeling when I got drafted to the exchange. I was like, I have Finstock managing me.
How am I sitting here next to Ben Bateman and whispering to Tom Dagnino? Like,
Yeah,
what
it
is
was-
life anymore?
It's a pretty surreal feeling, because I said it last week that it's like, sometimes when I'm competing, I'm just sitting there like, I can't believe I'm doing this right now.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of the show for so long, and I get to compete in something that I love watching.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like
Surreal.
Jader's somebody I want to get on the show, because he has a very rare perspective on the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
Of somebody, again, being a fan and getting the opportunity to compete.
Yeah.
So.
And is he not 2-0 right now? Like,
Yeah,
come on,
that's
man.
crazy.
Good job.
I mean, some people don't win their first match. Some people don't win their first 2 matches.
Yeah.
So
It happens.
it happens. But
Then people can go on
it's-
to win.
It's crazy. So
Yeah.
the Droogs they have something special with Jader right now, and it's not the best of performances.
I mean,
But this match
yeah.
was very even.
It was.
in the fact that missed a couple in here, not stellar second round for either of them, and then
yeah, Jader's in the lead after round 1.
Yeah.
Jim's in the lead after round 2, kind of going back and forth. It was a well-matched match.
yeah, very
So
even.
it was really fun to watch.
yeah.
So good times.
It's good times.
Yeah.
But rock stars, oof, my goodness.
Yeah.
Only so far, only 2 of their competitors are performing right now, and we've only seen Stacey Howard once. And
Yeah.
then you had Alex Damon running the gambit in IG. So
Yeah.
Rockstar's not looking the best right now. So, but they still have their heavy hitters to go in this
They
tournament.
do. They still have Andreyko. They still got Jeff.
Jeff, yeah. Who else is on the?
Don't remember.
Let me look at this.
Feel bad.
Fill the air while we do this.
So, anyways, today we
Del Rio.
decided. Oh, okay.
David Del Rio's on the other
That's
side of that.
Yeah,
so and we haven't seen
our story of today.
but we haven't seen Del Rio compete in a while either.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So the Rockstars aren't out of this just yet. But like we said, anybody can. Points will be made up in this tournament.
Yeah, it's a weird year.
Yeah,
like
it's a very
lots of
strange
things. Year. It's all weird, but I like weird, so it's okay.
Yeah, so good, nice, even match, and excited to see what Jader does in the next round against who does Jader go up against?
I think he goes against the winner of Tom and Tim Franco.
Tim Franco, yeah. So yeah, if Tom performs the way that we think he will, that's a huge test for Jader. So excited to see these next matches because we're getting through the first rounds, and the second round's going to be fire.
It's going to start getting even spicier than it already is. So the next match, Alonso Duralde versus Brennan the Kid Meyer.
Oof.
This was a big one,
This
too.
is a huge first round match because,
Two very knowledgeable people.
Oh, yeah. And Brendan Meyer, again, one of my favorite competitors. We speak nothing but good things about him. He's such a cool guy.
His enthusiasm
is infectious, and it shows in this match. It's like when he wins it.
Oh my god!
Sorry,
forgot about that.
Sorry, I spoiled it right off the bat.
Jesus!
Damn. Oop.
God. Man, reel it in. Get it together.
Sorry.
Good lord.
This isn't water.
Alonso Duralde represents the Droogs, and Brennan Meyer represents the Mercs. So round one, Alonso missed a Daniel Day-Lewis Oscar question.
Oof.
Brendan, on the other hand, got a perfect round, and he got the bonus. So by the end of round one, 7-9 in favor of Brendan.
Brendan Meyer.
Round two, Alonso goes first, spins away from movie release dates, gets 80s.
And I think he runs this one, right?
He went to multiple choice one time, but he got it.
Yep.
Brendan goes next. He spins Audrey Hepburn.
Oof.
Decides, hey, I don't know if Alonso put this on the wheel.
Yeah.
But something tells me that he'd be good at it. And so he and Coy were going back and forth like, do I spin away? Do I keep it? Am I giving him the opportunity for steals if I miss? But Brendan just, he decides to...
Yeah, to go with it. Right?
He does.
Yeah.
Everything that I wanted to say wasn't appropriate. I wanted...
Just, you can't. Nah, you can't. And
it just moved past it.
And Brendan has a Schmoedown mind. Like, I was watching him on the Action Guys, and he talks about the game like he's been playing it for years. He has one of those player minds that's strategic, and he thinks about and he looks at the game a lot like people like Ben Bateman and a bunch of other Paul Oyama's another one that looks at the game really differently from other competitors. And Brendan is like, just hearing him talk about the show and the game is like, wow, this guy knows how to run things.
He knows what he's doing.
So
he decides, I'm gonna keep Audrey Hepburn. I'm gonna flex.
Yeah.
So he goes to multiple choice. Okay. He goes to multiple choice on a question about
this one.
I don't remember what the movie was called.
Yeah.
But it was a question where they were talking about, was it nuns? I don't know if it was nuns or I'm still thinking of Sally Field. I don't know. But it was a movie about like two women and like they were accused of something. And what were they accused of?
Yeah.
Brendan said that they were accused of being in a romantic relationship.
I think he said they're of being in a relationship, and I think that's exactly what he said.
I don't know if he said relationship or romantic.
I think he said relationship.
Agree to disagree. I think he said romantic.
Yeah.
But Mark asked him to elaborate.
Yeah.
And which kind of threw Brendan for a loop, and he was like, elaborate.
Yeah.
And then he asked for multiple choice.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things happening here.
Yeah.
Because when they first did that, I was like, ooh, personally, not sure that I think that he should be given the option of multiple choice at this point. He issued an answer.
Yeah.
And was asked to elaborate.
Yeah.
So at this point, I was kind of like, oh, I'm surprised that he was allowed the opportunity for multiple choice, especially given the fact that now, if you want to talk about leading somebody to an answer, now he knows it's something about a relationship, you know? So then they get the multiple choice, and only one of them has anything to
kind of
do about being a
relationship.
relationship in some form. So now he obviously knows that the answer was, I think it was D,
They're
lesbians.
Yeah.
And so obviously he goes with that. And he gets it right. Okay, wait, but what else happened here? Something was challenged.
And then he challenged
that I got the right answer.
Initially that he got it.
Right.
And then they deliberate and they come back and saying, well, you did get the question right, but your first answer wasn't specific enough. But since you went to multiple choice and got it right, we're awarding your points and we're not taking away your challenge.
My question about this, that I would submit, just because I'm genuinely curious. Because if I were on the desk, I would say, I think I would rule that his initial answer was correct, because I feel like I articulated this way better when we were watching
Off air.
Because they were accused of what? So, and I feel like I've read some people's arguments on it, but I don't know. I forget what they said. But if the answer was that they were accused of being lesbians.
Yeah. Isn't that a relationship?
Is that not apply that they're in a relationship or in some type of romantic relationship? I don't understand why, if it's two women and they're in a relationship, obviously it could be assumed
that they're lesbians.
That they are lesbians, right? Yeah. I think that that's a reasonable assumption to make. But then again, we have talked in the past about being specific, and you don't really want to win on a technicality, and you got to be as specific as you can. You don't want to you don't want to ever have to answer a question with, well, technically.
Yeah.
But I do believe, I mean, I don't know anything about this movie, never heard of it, still don't remember what it's called. But if the answer was that they were accused of being lesbians and he said that they were in a relationship, I kind of feel like it's kind of like a potato type situation.
And like when this question happened and everything went I went from like a range of like, oh yeah, so they're in a relationship, can you elaborate? Oh, can I go on multiple choice? I'm like, whoa, no.
Yeah,
you don't get to go to multiple choice, you already answered.
Yeah, that's like, well, you're not exactly right, so we're gonna give you another chance. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, and then he gets the answer right, and then he challenges. I'm like, then I flipped on it and I was like, no, he's right, so he should have gotten 2 points anyways. So I was like, it was weird going through that. It was a weird
situation.
And like on the topic of being specific, we said it before that in the specialized divisions you have to be very specific. In the singles division, you can give a little leeway,
especially when it's an open-ended question like that.
Yeah, and they've done that in the past where they would answer like, yeah, that's close enough, so we're gonna give an answer, and they actually give the real answer, and it's like, okay, yeah, so yeah, they're close enough, we'll give it to them. And I see that happening more in the singles and teams division.
Yeah,
you can't get away with that in the special divisions, the IG and Star Wars. Not as much. But like, I would have said like, yeah, you're right. It's it's pretty much implied, and I think
there's two women, of course.
Yeah, So he got the points, the point, and he didn't lose his challenge. So it's like, all right, let's just move past it.
Yeah, did not lose his challenge. He got to keep it. But interesting.
It was just an interesting turn of events. I was like, okay, all right, let's just move past it because.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the reasoning was. Why? I guess it just boiled down to you weren't specific enough. Yeah. Even though I would have given it to him. I would have given it to him. Yeah. I think that he would have gotten it right initially.
He said something funny that I want to go back to after they finished his match. I was like, oh man,
he's just such a delight.
He's so cool.
So he goes to multiple choice twice, including that question. Yes. He got that one, and then he missed his second multiple choice, and it did get stolen. So at the end of round 2, 14-15 in favor of Alonso. Round 3, 2 point to Brennan. He gets action adventure. Who plays Lee Christmas with Sylvester Stallone in The Expendables?
That's Jason Statham, right?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
Sure. Goes to Alonso. 2-pointer, Steven Spielberg. Stanley Tucci. Tucci. He plays Frank Dixon in what 2004 film? Gets it. Back to Brennan for his 3-pointer. He gets Oscar movies. Annette Bening won her first Oscar nom for what? He got it right. Bounces back to Alonso. He gets classics. In The Bishop's Wife, which Golden Age actor plays an angel? He got it right. I said John Travolta. I'm thinking of Michael. I think.
Love that movie.
And obviously, he's not a Golden Age actor. Wait, was that? Yeah. That was the movie. That was the question that I said John Travolta. I was like, what? How did I get that wrong? So it goes back to Brendan for his 5-pointer. He gets Tom Hanks, Sleepless in Seattle. What did Jonah leave behind on the Empire State Building? He got it like that.
Oh, that was.
I think it was his backpack.
Such a flex. Oh my god,
Yeah, he got it like
so
it was
quick.
a 2-pointer.
Yeah.
Back to Alonso for his 5-pointer.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking funny because I have a typo. 5-pointer to Alonso. He gets animated movies. What comedic actor voices Captain Underpants?
Yeah.
And he missed it.
He misses it, and Brendan was like ecstatic because he thought he got it because Brendan didn't know it either.
I think he said Bill Hader, but it wasn't right. I don't remember what the right
I can't
answer
remember
was.
what the right answer was,
But 20 to 24. That was what I was looking. I wrote Alonso's name, but it was 20 to 24. Brendan Meyer won.
And he and it was funny too because like he was so excited after this win, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't believe that like I would have lost because I didn't say they were lesbians." And I think just by saying that,
it was such a pure, cute moment.
Yeah, and I think he was trying to imply that he didn't want to be like politically incorrect by saying, "Oh yeah, they're lesbians," when it's like he's trying to be correct in his answer.
He's trying to be like polite and proper and not say something weird.
Yeah, I guess he didn't want to offend anybody. Like, oh yeah, they're in a relationship, rather than going, yeah, they're lesbians.
Yeah, that might have been weird.
Yeah, it might have been weird, but like, and it was just so funny. It was such an innocent moment. It's like, oh man, I thought I was gonna lose because I didn't say that. You know, it's like
such a funny.
He's such a fun, likable character and like a competitor that like you can't. Like, how do you not like Brendan Meyer?
Is there anybody who doesn't like? I don't even want to ask that because I know there probably is.
No.
But I don't think it's possible that you can dislike Brendan Meyer. He's just awesome.
But like, and the quirky marks picking up another win.
Man, gaining a little bit of steam.
The ball is still rolling for the marks.
Yeah.
They're much needed points. But like as far as who's Duralde on, he's on
the Droogs.
The Droogs, and
Christian did ask him, you know, in a roundabout way, like, are you gonna keep doing this? Are you gonna stay with the Schmoedown? And in a roundabout way, he answered like, yeah, man, if you'll keep having me, I'll keep coming back. Yeah, which is great because Alonso's fun. You don't see him that much, but he's
a breath of fresh air.
He's a breath of fresh air. Yeah. You know. It helps that he's very into Christmas movies because he's a very jolly guy. It makes me just feel warm and fuzzy to see him. So I love him being involved.
And he's one of these competitors that like Ethan and all these other competitors like Bibiani, they're like pure knowledge pet players. Even though Bibiani has shifted from pure knowledge to really strategizing and studying for this game, Duralde's one of those competitors who's like, I could just brush up on my knowledge here and there, but it's just raw knowledge for him.
Yeah.
And he played the game better than he has in the past in this one. Yeah. From my understanding. But like, he's just one. It's like, I'll keep doing. I'm here as long as I'm having fun. And like he's a gracious loser, aside from other people in the league. But yeah, I'm surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes back and gets on a team that could really take him places. And Deep 13's a good team too.
They are.
So I'll be glad to see him come back. But this match was fantastic to watch. It was like one of those just like punch for punch matches. Like, I got this right. No, you got this right. Oh, you missed that. I picked it up. Oh, I missed that. I picked it up.
These round threes where it's just like, it goes to one person, the next person, back to the first person.
Yeah, my God. These are like these couple matches that we got this past week have been like a broad like spectrum of like matches why I like watching the Schmoedown. It's like very different feeling matches, and this one was like a really heavy round great. One. Such a great one. But so Brendan goes for next week, or he awaits. Where is Brendan Meyer?
He's on the left side.
Left side,
towards the top, I think.
Yeah,
upper part.
Yeah, Brendan Meyer. So he awaits the Atchity and Draco, which is gonna be another great match.
That's gonna be good.
That's gonna be good. So he's awaiting that winner, and whoever comes out of that one, it's gonna be another great match with Brendan Meyer. And Brendan's pulling some steam. He's full steam ahead right now.
I have a pick for the Atchity and Draco match, but I'm afraid to say it.
But we'll get to that when we get to the picks. But so let's go ahead and move on to
the last match that we have for this episode.
For this episode, because again, we're gonna have another second episode of this week going over the throwdown from last week. But this one we kind of have to put a spoiler warning up, which really shouldn't because the match is aired already. But there's a big hullabaloo because this match kind of spoiled the winner of the previous throwdown, the title match between Erwin and Dan.
Yeah.
That has since aired to the public, so not really a spoiler thing ahead, but I want to give everybody proper warning. But like this whole thing, and people are like, oh, we got this match is a spoiler for the title match because we know if Dan won, Sabrina goes into the tournament.
Yeah.
And so that's like, and people was like, oh man, I can't. We understand if you can't pay for these matches, then you can't pay for these matches. It's totally understandable.
Do you?
But don't expect for people to hold your hands like, oh,
and protect you
from spoilers. It's like, you're an adult. You can choose to not go on certain pages. You can choose not to watch certain things. And to that argument, it's like yeah, it's free content, but it comes at a cost. We need patrons. We need pay-per-views to keep this league running.
Yeah, and it's like, no, we're not. No, we're definitely not gonna like, deride somebody for not being a patron because everyone's got different situations.
Yeah.
And even if you do have the money, doesn't mean that you have to contribute.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be, very well off and still be like, nah, I don't want to be a patron.
Yeah, we'll get
It's your choice.
Yeah.
But my question is to people that complain about these spoilers and you're not, you spoiled that match for me. I'm not a patron. Blah blah blah. It's not fair. My question for you is, do you enjoy the Schmoedown? Obviously you do.
Yeah.
You're watching it. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, you gotta respect the way it's being run like a sport.
Yeah.
Because even though you might not be contributing, other people are. And if we were to treat this like not a sport and just make it totally free so that everybody gets it and nobody has to wait, then the funding's going to go away and there is not going to be a Schmoedown for much longer.
Yeah.
So, and which is a very upsetting thought to even let cross my mind.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you enjoy it and you love having this entertainment in your life and you do not also contribute, which is fine, you kind of have to navigate yourself a little bit differently if you want to avoid spoilers.
Yeah. And
it's no one else's responsibility but your own.
Yeah. And if you do get spoiled, just understand that for this league to continue being thriving and continue, money's got to come from somewhere. This is
exactly, and that's what people like accuse Christian of. Oh, you're just being money hungry. Well,
how do you? Yeah, it's like, how do you expect this to grow and continue?
He's not being greedy or money hungry, but it is a business.
It's a business.
If he wasn't keeping his eye on that stuff, he'd be a terrible businessman.
Yeah, and it's
but he's doing a fantastic job.
And people are like, "Oh, it's not like football. This isn't like football. It's like we're treating this like UFC." You think we hold off like a title match? It's like, no. If it's a huge title match in the UFC, they're not gonna be like, all right, so we have to wait for everybody.
Not everybody.
Nobody talk about this
last night.
Yeah.
Nobody tweet.
Yeah.
Nobody do anything. Oh, the Super Bowl happened. Don't put your hats on yet.
Yeah.
Don't take pictures of those.
Yeah. Don't tweet out. Yeah.
Don't tweet. Don't Instagram. Don't. Nobody does that. The minute somebody wins, it's shared on social media.
Yeah.
It's shared everywhere, and this is the way this is being run.
Yeah.
And if you need to have contributors for this to run, there also need to be incentives for those contributors.
Yeah.
And that incentive is maybe you get to see it earlier.
Yeah.
You get to see it as soon as it's ready.
Yeah.
It's a shame for people that don't contribute, and it's okay that you don't, but you also have to be understanding of how this business model is being run.
Yeah.
So, it sucks. Have I gotten matches spoiled before?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah, because it's still a great time.
If there is a match that I'm like, ooh, I really actually would be upset if I got this spoiled, I don't go on social media.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I go on Twitter, if I go on Facebook, it's probably going to get spoiled, and that's on me. Yeah. So it's not on anybody else. You should go ahead and be excited.
Yeah.
Talk about it when it happens. It's my responsibility to make sure I don't see what you post.
Yeah.
So probably went on a little too long with that.
So, but bottom line is, don't get upset, because if you enjoy this, just understand that the money has to come from somewhere.
And it's not being greedy.
Yeah, and it's not being greedy. So that's all. That's the rest of what I'll say. So getting to
we'll
this.
Step off of our soapboxes now. Is that the saying? Soapbox? Apple
boxes?
Soapbox? No, I don't know where Apple came from. Soapboxes.
Apple box is a film thing.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Soapbox.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways.
Spicy Sabrina Ramirez goes against Vinnie the Ice Pick Mancuso.
So,
Sabrina represents the Finstock
Stock
Exchange. Vinnie represents the Dungeon.
And Sabrina is highly touted free agent. Ended up signing with the Finstock Exchange, and excited to see what she was able to bring.
Definitely.
To the gameplay as well, because I think as far as she said on SCN, that like she's been waiting a while to get in the game, and she's like just waiting for the right moment to come in, because she's been talking to Christian like
for like the past year or something.
Yeah, past years, like maybe not this year, but on mine next year, and finally got the opportunity, and joined a really a hot faction. So, you know.
So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Round 1. There was a question that they both missed. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Sabrina did miss 4 additional questions.
Yeah.
So by the end of round 1, it was 3-7 in favor of Vinnie. So it was a hard first round.
Yeah.
Jitters, nerves.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Round 2. Sabrina got John Carpenter. She spins away, and she gets Judd Apatow. Multiple choice twice. She missed 1, got stolen, got the second multiple choice right. Vinnie goes. He gets Hitchcock. He spins away to young adult adaptations. Multiple choice twice, got them both right. So by the end of round 2, 8-13 in favor of Vinnie. Round 3. Sabrina's 2-pointer. She gets Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Yeah. Who Meryl Streep plays Julia Child in what movie? She got it right. Stays with Sabrina for her 3-pointer. Disaster films. In what American city does I Am Legend primarily take place in? She got it.
After going, repeating it, I think once.
Probably.
Making sure she got it right, yeah.
So now it actually goes back to Vinnie for his 2-pointer. New releases. Which action star plays Ray Garrison in Bloodshot? He got it.
Vin Diesel.
Goes back to Sabrina for her 5-pointer. Oscar movies. This was one... Jason Blum has been nominated for Best Picture 3 times as a producer. Name 2 of those movies. And she missed it. And so it ended up 13-15 in favor of Vinnie.
Yeah, rough go,
definitely. I did see people, this is the way that challenges have evolved in the Schmoedown this season is fascinating and annoying. Because I think when, I want to say it was Christian reading the question. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoever read the question, they said Jason Blum.
Yeah.
And then I saw people in the comments that were like, the reason she probably missed was because it's actually pronounced Jason Blum. So she was probably thrown off by that. And that's probably, and like, in the world of producers, how many other people with a name like Jason Blum or Bloom are there going to be?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure with context, she probably knew who they were talking about. And I feel like she probably missed because, I don't know, it was a tough 5-pointer.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the pronunciation in this instance.
Yeah.
But, it's just interesting to see people grasping at straws. Yeah. But
we'll get to grasping at straws. Jesus.
Yeah. So
that's until next episode.
So yeah. So 13-15 in favor of Vinnie. So it was a big win for the dungeon. They obviously they need those points. And this brings us to the topic. And Vinnie played great.
Oh, yeah,
and he's a fun character. I know some people were giving him a hard time and online he's just a carbon copy of every other heel, blah blah blah. I think he's funny.
I think he's fine. And I like his hair.
I think
denim vest.
Is denim vest. Yeah. And also I think Mark made some kind of joke about him looking like he should be in Ninja Turtles, which I very much enjoyed because accurate.
Yes.
But I like Vinnie. He's funny.
He's got the knowledge to back it up. Great. Yeah, this is a competitor the dungeon needs right now.
Yeah, I'm on board. So, and Sabrina, rough go. Obviously, no one's going to say that was the match of a lifetime.
Yeah, is it disappointing that she just couldn't get the win today?
Of course.
We needed these points and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's not like she did it on purpose.
Yeah, and
it was just a bad day.
And that's a reasonable criticism of her performance.
Yeah.
She just didn't get the win. And sometimes you get questions you don't know, and just it's first game jitters and all that. It happens a lot of the times, but it brings us to this point.
Yeah,
that it continues to be a problem with fans.
Yeah,
and it's like not only attacking her performance, like not only kicking her while she's down.
Yeah,
but making it personal and making it an appearance thing and whatever. And it's just like why?
I don't understand. I mean, I get that people get passionate.
Yeah.
But like Christian said, because Christian made a text post and he also made a video post and very eloquently stated, I think, in both mediums. But because the main message was like, remember that there are people behind these competitors for across the board. be better, do better, think about things before you say them. Don't make it personal. Don't be a jerk. Like, just don't be a jerk. If you're gonna, is absolutely within your right as a fan to get involved and passionate and to have constructive and say constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But once it like enters the realm of, well, she's stupid because of this and he's stupid because of that.
Or like that one comment that everybody attacked this guy. I don't want to give him credit for saying his name, but like saying that if you weren't a 25-year-old woman, attractive woman, you probably wouldn't have made it and given a shot at this.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
got fast tracked in because you're a 25-year-old attractive woman.
No, get out of here with that.
Get out of my face.
We said it last episode that everybody's entrance into this league is different. Some people get an opportunity because they're popular in a space. Some people are coworkers. Some people audition to get in. Some people like work hard to get in.
Yeah.
Everybody's entrance is different. Hers is different than mine.
And we don't know all the details of how she got in, and we don't need to know it. That's between her and Christian. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. If you're lucky enough to get this opportunity, then fine.
He must have seen something.
Yeah. And yeah. So, but like the point of like just like attacking her for like, if you want to criticize her for, you didn't perform today.
Yeah.
All this pressure was put on you. It's high expectations and you just didn't perform. That's fine.
Fair enough.
Criticize the gameplay. Don't criticize based off of appearance and being just like venomous and toxic just to be venomous and toxic. If you have a problem with somebody's appearance, it's like it's almost like, we were taught this in kindergarten. If you don't want it being said to your face, don't say it at all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, we want you to treat this like a sport, regardless of whether the competitor is a male or a female, black, white, Asian, whatever. Criticize them for the gameplay. If you want to criticize them for missing an easy 5-pointer, in your opinion, that's your right to say, like, oh man, that was an easy 5-pointer. How'd you miss that? But don't go as like, oh, the reason she misses because she's a dumb girl. Yeah. Like, get out of here with that. We don't want fans like that.
No.
I don't like. And speaking from experience, those comments, they're hard to read.
Yeah.
And it's a reason why I don't go into Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want, not only for myself, but for friends that we now have because of the Schmoedown, and just people saying dumb things. It's like, I don't need that negativity. I want to enjoy the Schmoedown for what it is, and enjoying fun gameplay and just celebrating movies. But if you bring that into the league, we don't need you.
No.
So
absolutely not. It's one of the things that if in some crazy dream world I ever had the opportunity to compete, I'd probably second guess it and be like,
because of this. Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know if because it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Some way or another.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that competitors have to deal with it, and everybody deals with it to some extent.
Yeah.
I don't know that every single competitor gets it. Some get it way worse than others. Like, I don't know how Roxy does it.
Yeah.
Feel however you want to feel about her. She seems to be a very polarizing presence in the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
Which must mean she's doing her job well.
Yeah.
But that woman puts up with so much garbage, and I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
It's very admirable that she's able to carry on the way that she does in light of all of that. Her, and because I know that the emphasis right now is on female players in the league, managers, a female presence in the league, because for whatever reason, people aren't getting the message and they're still saying stupid stuff, ignorant stuff. Honestly, I don't know the extent of what was said about Sabrina or to Sabrina. I did see a tweet from that one guy that said the thing about being an attractive 25-year-old. I'm not sure what else was said, but I did see that Sabrina said that there seemed to be a common theme to a lot of the negative comments.
Yeah.
And it was about her, it was like a personal attack that is unfounded, unwarranted. And how do you know?
Yeah.
I don't need to dignify it by saying, go look at her Twitter if you need to see what she said about what was said. But it's just sad.
Yeah.
Because Sabrina's a sweet girl. We talk to her, we hang out with her on, on Skype one time, and she seems like a very sweet girl. And it just sucks. One match in the Schmoedown, and you don't do well, and it's like, oh
Jesus. And again, if you want to criticize her for not performing in that match, it's your right, and that's kind of welcome. It's like constructive criticism is what competitors need sometimes.
Yeah.
But personal attacks is just unwarranted, unneeded, and won't push this sport to where we want it to go.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame that we still have to deal with stuff like this.
It's a shame, but also I think one of the best ways to combat it, at least online, like with this one D-bag in particular, don't feed him. Don't feed the troll.
Don't feed the trolls, yeah.
He obviously is kind of getting off on it a little bit. Don't feed him. Just block him, move on.
Yeah.
And the people that need to see what he said did. And one of the things he said was that, I've been begging John Roca for all this time trying to get in the league. Well, guess what, buddy? You are blacklisted now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, there's no way you want to get in.
There's no way. So I think the best way to deal with people that are saying stuff like this, at least online, is block them. Don't give them the time of day.
And they'll get the message.
Call them out because it needs to be done.
Yeah.
If you need to call them out, go ahead and call them out. But I wouldn't go back and forth with them because that's just, I think they like it a little bit. So call them out because they need to hear it, but then block them and move on. Because if you just keep feeding the trolls, they're just going to keep coming back for more. So, I saw Yakavetta was like, guess what? I mod a lot of stuff in the Schmoedown and you're banned. Yeah. And then I saw PLD swoop in and be like, well, whatever he doesn't mod, I probably do. You're banned.
Yeah,
so.
And it is a lot of moments like this. So like when something like this does happen to one of our own, this is when the community shines. This is exactly why I love this community, because
nice to see.
It's nice to know that even when we have things happen like this to one of our own, to one of our competitors, the community's got your back.
People rally hard and fast, and I love it. But it just sucks that it has to happen. But it's great that it does. Yeah. So let these people, don't give these people the time of day. Call them out. Tell them that they're idiots. And then just leave them. Yeah,
and just leave it and move along.
Because the worst thing for them is not getting the attention. Yeah. So Yeah.
So, but this match.
Screw them.
But this match. But the end of this, let's bring it back to this match. Vinnie. Great match. Much needed points for the dungeon, because the dungeon not looking so great. But now we have, I'd say after these two matches with Zipper and Vinnie, Dungeon has a chance now to crawl, claw and crawl their way out of this hole that they've dug themselves into, because you put all these eggs in the IG basket, didn't go a lick of the way you want it to go. No. And now you have to rely on the singles and teams tournament, and they have a shot now.
I think they're like right in the middle of the pack now.
Yeah.
I think they're like in a 3-way tie with I don't know, I forget how many points, but
yeah, so. But Sabrina, it happens sometimes.
Everybody's had a bad game.
Yeah, we wanted to see her pull out and get a win for the exchange and get the points that we need. It just wasn't her day. Just didn't get, the questions didn't fall her way. First game jitters are a real thing. Yeah. And just wasn't her day, and it's unfortunate.
And something tells me, I'm hoping this is not the last we see of her. No. I don't think it will be.
I don't think so.
And something tells me that this isn't the first time she's dealt with a dude saying something stupid and ignorant. Mm-hmm. So pretty sure that she's going to bounce back. Yep. I know she will. Mm-hmm. And I hope she does.
Tough.
So
yeah. It's tough go. You'll get them next time.
Yeah. And it'll make her stronger for next time. Anyway.
Yeah. Losses definitely make you stronger.
Losses and this stupid stuff.
Absolutely.
It hurts and it sucks in the moment, but it makes you stronger for next time. Absolutely. And I know that she will be. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. So those were the 4 matches we got.
It was a lot.
So
and
let's
there's still more.
Yeah. So let's very quickly look to this coming week's matches, see just very, very, because we're running a little longer than expected. We went on a couple of tangents. Very sorry about that. That's the name of this show, people.
I don't know if it's on the website.
Yeah.
If this takes a little too long, we'll cut it out. So, but yeah, oh no, I don't want an incognito tab. Who cares if I'm googling Schmoedown?
But yeah, so 4 matches a week is so hard to cover on the show, especially now that you got to split these matches up into 2 shows. So, trying to fill the dead air, people. Sorry.
Bookmarks. Here we go. Found it. I went to an incognito tab. Then I hit my history button. It was a mess. All right. Let's hope after all of this that it is on the schedule for next week.
We'll cut it out if it isn't.
What is today? Today, the day that we're recording, is the 22nd of August. Cool. Here we go. Okay, cool. So next week, or this week, Monday, August 24th, we get, which is the day that you're probably listening to this.
Yes.
We get Mark Andreyko versus Matt Ashley.
Ooh, that's gonna be good. And Draco, last time we saw him was the loss against Who's the Boss, I believe, and he because I think last season he's like I'm not playing singles for a while, and then he got re-energized.
Oh
after
yeah,
draft. And he's like, I'm really. Yeah.
I feel like I remember him getting like real heated last time and like a real fire.
Yeah,
I don't know, unless I'm a fever dream.
I think he said at the draft somebody, I can't remember who he said it to, but they inspired him to play singles again. So I'm excited to see this, and this is gonna be another one of those first round matches. It's like this should be a second round.
I think he had a vendetta against Bateman, right?
Oh yeah, no
something like that.
He's got like a friendly rivalry with Ben Bateman.
Yeah,
it seems like everybody does. But it's gonna be really good, and we'll see how this goes because God, this seems like a second round match to me. So it's gonna be a great one.
And then Tuesday, the 25th, we get Tim Franco versus Tom.
And then the last time we saw Tom was closer to the beginning of the season with the
teams match
against Deep 13. That whole Festival of Darlings
mishap.
Yeah, so excited to see Tom get back in the ring.
Wednesday, the 26th, we get Mike Kalinowski versus Perry Nemiroff.
Perry Nemiroff making a return to the singles division.
Been a minute since we've seen Miss Perry.
Been a hot minute.
Scary Perry.
And God, Corruption on a hot streak right now.
Oh yeah.
So.
And speaking of corruption, the next day on Thursday the 27th, we get Chance Ellison versus David Del Rio.
Del Rio, another one we haven't seen in a while, and
it's another minute since we've seen him.
Yeah, but Chance.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, holy
Shnikes.
I hate that word.
You hate that word? Anybody remember Shnikes? Anybody?
I do.
Anybody?
I'm back in middle school hearing it. I don't even know what I'd say. That's not a bad word.
Shnikes.
Ew. Wow, though, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, August 28th, we get another throwdown. My word. The undercard, which might as well be a main event, in my opinion.
I think they're not calling it the co-main events.
Well, on the Schmoedown website, it says undercard, which I take offense to. But it's Ben Bateman versus Andrew Guy for a singles #1 contender match. And
Bateman Guy 2. The last time we saw these two... Last time we saw these two go against each other, somebody got hit with a chair.
A chair was involved in a ring. It was crazy.
Cannot wait for this one.
I think Town Dagnino was wearing hot pants. It was a big day. You know what I'm saying?
This is a big day for the exchange for the usual suspects. This is big match that's needed because
we get to see this new shtick that Andrew Guy's got with the Schmoedown. I hope he comes out with those glasses. I hope his hair is doing that thing that it did that one day. Behind him. He's got his crazy board. He's a beautiful mind. I can't wait to see what Andrew Guy does with this character. Awesome. I cannot wait. It's a double main event for me.
They're saying as much now. So.
Good, because
it's the co-main event.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But the
big main event, the main event, Kevin Smith versus Chris Jericho.
This is huge, real big. Even though we joked and say I'm more excited for the Bateman match, this is insanely huge for the brand.
This is huge, though. This is gigantic for the brand. Amazing. I cannot believe. I can and I also can't.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe because it's still just like, whoa, star power. But then on the other hand, I'm like, of course Christian was going to be able to do this. So, but we made it, ladies and gentlemen, and there's only more to go. So we get to see Kevin Smith of the Quirky Mercs against Chris Jericho of the Rockstars. I don't know. I have no idea who to pick. Obviously, Kevin Smith.
He's a director. He knows movies. Yeah, but Jericho seems to know movies himself. He's like, I'm a huge movie buff. I'm a huge geek, whatever. But like, I'm excited to see how this pans out because if one of them or both of them end up being knockout players, it's like, ooh, let's get him back. Let's get him back.
Also, cannot wait. I'm kind of really hoping that Kevin Smith either spins Spinner's Choice or spins Kevin Smith. And then Andrew Guy will jump onto stage. Oh, it's virtual.
It's virtual.
Oh, man. Well, they'll bring Andrew Guy back in. Oh, I really almost hope he spins Kevin Smith because they need to have Andrew Guy waiting in the wings in the waiting room just in case.
Just
and then an emergency broadcast will happen.
But yeah, so those are the next coming matches. God, We're spoiled rich.
Oh my God. What a time to be a Schmoedown fan.
Great time to be a Schmoedown
My God.
fan. But yeah, so that's the next week. Anything else that we missed? We ran a little long on this one.
I
I'm
know
sorry,
we wanted to definitely give a shout out to Brian Ward.
Brian Ward, if you haven't heard, father passed away from COVID this past week. And Brian Ward, if you don't know the name Brian Ward, what I've been doing, he's an amazing artist. Does all the artwork for the Schmoedown, and he did the artwork for the logos for our channel, for Beyond the Schmoedown and Going Rogue. So a very, thoughts and prayers go out to Brian. It's always hard to lose somebody, and especially all condolences, especially losing somebody in this time, in this atmosphere.
And
so
I know that he wanted to absolutely encourage people to take this seriously.
Yeah,
take this disease seriously.
Exactly. It's real for those who are like, oh, I don't wear a mask. Be responsible, because it's not only yourself that you have to think of, it's other people.
Exactly.
And Brian Ward is definitely an example of it affects everybody, and it'll think of other people when you go out. Please take this seriously. The sooner all of us contribute, the sooner we all can go back to close to being normal again.
Yeah, remember what Lando said about how we have each other? Mm-hmm. Maybe we should band together, and that's how we're going to defeat the empire of Corona. So maybe we should stick together.
Yeah. So
and actually take this seriously. Mm-hmm. So love, thoughts, prayers, condolences, anything and everything to Brian Ward.
Yes. So with that,
yes,
we'll try to end the show. Nicki Dimalanta, where can they find you online?
How about we look on Twitter? Dimmy at DIMMMYYY.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA.
And on YouTube, if you want to watch us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and then you hit the bell icon over there in the corner to see when we do stuff on YouTube.
If you're listening to us on audio form, go to Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your Beyond the Schmoedown podcast feed. Please rate us. Helps the show out tremendously. If you want to support us, other than like commenting, subscribing, and you do have the means, head over to patreon.com/Andrew and Nikki to become a member of the squadron. Speaking of squadron, our captains, Tamar Butta, Ferris Mathana, Josh Estes, and B. Dorr, our squadron captains. Thank you so much for your continued support. Check us out on Going Rogue every Friday, our Star Wars show. Talking Star Wars. Love Star Wars, obviously, but please join us on Fridays.
Never seen it.
With that, we will end this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.